talk about locations using to, at, from. Normally, these are the prepositions we use when we refer to going to a place, coming back from a place, or simply coming back to a place. When we talk about being at a certain location, we usually use at. We also use in or inside, depending on the location itself. For example, I go to school, I'm going to school, I'm back from school, I'm coming back from school, I am going back to school after the holidays. Or if you are talking to your friends at school, and you want to tell them that you will be back after the holidays, then you could say, I'm coming back to school after the holidays. Similarly, you go to a hospital, you come back from the hospital, you return to the hospital or a hospital. Now we come to using the word home and house. This is the main subject of today's episode. Home versus house. House is generally acknowledging a location. It can be any house. It can be a house. It can be your house, my house, our house, any house. But home makes it subjective. Home makes it personal. Home is like giving your house a name. So you would say, I'm going back to the house, or I'm going back to my house, but I'm going back home. I'm coming back home. I'm going home. With home, we don't use to, at all. And we definitely do not use an article with home. There's no such thing as I'm going back to the home if you're talking about your own home. If you're saying I'm going back to the home, that specifically refers to a particular home that is made, for example, for older people, or a home that is made for younger children who have nowhere else to go, like a shelter. So, or a home can be a home that is made for people with Alzheimer's. So those are particular places that are called homes. So with them, we will use the article the or a. But when you're talking about your own home, you will not use any article, and you will not use the prepositions to or at. So you never say, I came back to home. Or you will always say, I came back home. Okay? I returned home. I went back to my house, but I went back home. Okay? When will you be back home? But when will you go back to your house? So when we use home, we don't use to or at. We only use at with home. Again, if we say, at home, I have left the windows open. Okay, I need to go back home because I've left the windows open, but I think I've left the windows open at home. Or, where is your car? I left it at home. So that's when you use at, when you want to refer to something that has been left or something that is being done at home. But when you're referring to yourself going to or from, then you will not use to or at. So, I'm going back to the house, but I'm going back home. I am returning to my place, but I'm returning home. I hope that has been very helpful, and we will be back with more stuff as per demand. Bye bye.